Well, it is the live period, my fellow parents in the bleachers. And today I want to share something with you just really quickly. I normally will have a college coach or high school coach or trainer on during this time. And as you can guess, most of them are out on the road. So I think this is a good time to share just kind of some of my thoughts as being the parent of a former D1 athlete who played on a high level. Just want to share some thoughts with you. Just hopefully this will be something that will encourage you and help you and your student athlete have success. So I just want to take a moment today, just kind of on a solo track. This message is for every parent raising a student athlete. For the ones in the stands, on the sidelines, in the quiet moments at home, saying your prayers for your student athlete to get a scholarship. Well, here we are in July. This is the live period. And for some teams, this will make or break their July. I know from firsthand experience with my daughter a few years ago, July was the month that we typically receive 2 or 3 offers. So this is a very important time of the year for your student athlete as it pertains to basketball. First of all, thank you, parents. Thank you for the pep talks to the student athlete, the packed lunches, the gas for the trips to the hotels, early morning wake ups, the overnight stays, the late night prayers that you put up. You may not wear a jersey, but you're in the game too. This is an emotional roller coaster for parents as well because you care about your student athletes that much. Now, here's a challenge and an encouragement. Remind your child that they were created for more than just this game. Whether it's on the court, the field, or the finish line, sports are a powerful tool. They build discipline, resilience, and teamwork. They open doors and build dreams. But listen closely. Athletics is just a part of their story, not the point of their existence. Because at some point, whether after high school, college, a shot at the pros, an injury, or even if they just fall out of love with the game at some point will end. But the purpose is written in their DNA. That never ends. Their value will not evaporate when the cheering stops. Their calling isn't dependent on the stat sheet or a scholarship. It's anchored in something far deeper, and that's God's love and eternal design for their life. 1 Timothy 4:8 says, "For physical training is of some value, but godliness has value for all things, holding promise for both the present life and the life to come." So yes, run hard, train hard, lift those weights, compete for that loose ball, compete with excellence. But let's also help our kids develop character that stands long after the final buzzer. Let's teach integrity, doing the right thing when no one's watching. Let's model humility because confidence without compassion turns toxic. 2 Corinthians 9:24 says, "Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize?" Run in such a way to get that prize. Listen, Paul's not talking about a gold medal here. He's pointing us toward a life that honors God. That's the real championship we're training for. So parents, remind your student athletes that you love them beyond what they do. This game is temporary. God's calling on their life is not temporary. You're not made for just the court or the field. You were made to reflect God's love in every arena of your life. So yes, cheer them on, not just in victory, but in growth, kindness, and courage. Because when the lights go out and the season ends, what matters most isn't how many games they won, but how many lives they touched and how deeply they knew they were in Christ. Let them hear this truth on repeat. You were made for more than just this, more than just trophies, more than titles. You were made to lead, to serve, to reflect God's love wherever life takes you. So yes, encourage them to compete fiercely, train hard, lift weights, show passion, talk on the floor, follow their shot, get back on D. Make sure they understand the bigger picture though. Because when the jersey comes off and the lights go down, what remains is their character, integrity, humility, purpose. And that's what truly sets them apart. And coaches of any sport will watch for these characteristics as well. There's a quote from a motivational speaker by the name of Zig Ziglar. And he says, ability can take you to the top, but it's character that keeps you there. Listen, with all the NIL, the stipend, and all the rest of the money that are available to student athletes now, they will need character to keep them stable. If this spoke to your heart, hit the like button, share it, spread the word to other parents, other student athletes, other coaches. And as always, from the bleachers to the big leagues to the boardroom, let's keep cheering and steering our student athletes on to success. We'll see you next time.
That wraps up another episode of Recruiting from the Bleachers. I'm your host, Michael Strange, and I appreciate you tuning in. Be sure to join us next week for another insightful conversation. Stay connected with us on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube at Recruiting from the Bleachers. Like, share, and follow to keep up with the latest updates. And don't hesitate to leave your comments and questions. We'd love to hear from you. For a deeper dive into the basketball recruiting process, check out our book, Basketball Recruiting, A Parent's Perspective, available now on Amazon.com. Parents, remember, from the bleachers to the big leagues to the boardroom, let's keep cheering and steering our student athletes towards success. We'll see you next time.